Hello and welcome to another episode of Messy Magic. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am your host, Dee Guy, and I'm recording this on Friday the 23rd of December, which means that tomorrow is Christmas Eve. And I'm a little bit excited. I hope you are too. This is another episode of my PODMAS mini-series. If you've been listening throughout December, you know by now that I've not recorded an episode every day, as was my original intention, but I am happy with the number of episodes I have recorded. And I might mention, recorded a couple of episodes that I haven't published. For different reasons. One of them was a little bit mixed up and a bit kind of messy, and I didn't really, when I listened back to it, I thought people aren't going to get anything from this. There's not really a lot of value here, so I didn't want to publish that one. And I think there was one that had really bad sound quality as well. I know I published one that did have poor sound, but yeah, there's been a couple that I haven't put forward. But yeah, we're here. We're nearly at Christmas Day, and so the thing I wanted to share with you today is a little tradition that I unintentionally created a few years ago just for myself. And I find it really, it's just a really beautiful tradition that I really enjoy. And I thought I would share it with you in case it inspired something in you, either for yourself or for your loved ones. I think it's a beautiful thing to do for yourself. And basically I do it at this time of the year, and it's called Gifts to Myself. And it's the type of gifts that I'm talking about they usually don't cost anything, but they are things that I would really love to have. And they're things that other people can't necessarily give me either, which you'll understand when I tell you what my gifts to myself are this Christmas. And sometimes I combine it with intentions for the following year. I haven't done that this year. I've just sort of thought about a few things that I'm going to give to myself. But yeah, we'll see. I haven't done my planning or my intention setting for next year yet. That will unfold in the coming days. But yeah, start to think about what you could give yourself that would mean something to you. And here, there's only 3 things on my list this year. It may grow, it may not. But here they are. So number 1, and this I think has been on my list for like a number of years, and sometimes I do really well and sometimes I don't do so well. As life goes. But yeah, gift number 1 is to empty out my email inboxes. Now, it's a hefty goal because I couldn't tell you how many emails I have, and I couldn't even tell you how many inboxes I have. You may or may not know that I used to work in email marketing. That was my career. So along the way, I picked up several email accounts. I also have had a number of websites over the years, and I often create an email address to go with the web domain. So I have quite a number of email inboxes. I do maintain maybe 3 or 4 of them fairly regularly. But anyway, one of my gifts to myself this year is to set aside a chunk of time, or several chunks of time, to empty out as many emails as possible. Now, ideally that means getting to inbox 0, but I'm not going to set that goal because I feel like that's setting myself up to fail. So, basically it's just the gift of time to go through my emails and the grace to delete all the stuff that I actually don't need. I tend to hold on to so much stuff, just in case I need it. It's funny, like I've done a lot of exercises in my physical life to cull physical things, even sentimental things that I don't need anymore. And that's been a massive exercise over the past 5-6 years. And it's totally changed my outlook on a lot of things. But it's funny, like I haven't really done it in my digital life. And maybe that's the next step. But anyway, I'm starting with my email inboxes, and I'm going to, give myself the grace to delete the stuff that I really don't need, because I can surely imagine the spaciousness of having not too many emails in my inboxes. And I've also unsubscribed from heaps of stuff lately, and so that has felt like kind of a weight off as well, because I'm not receiving as many emails. If you have busy inboxes, you might be able to relate. If you're not really an email person, then this might mean nothing to you. It does remind me, though, of one of the gifts to myself last year was to unsubscribe from podcasts and listen to everything that was already in my queue, and then to kind of gradually add back in the podcasts that I truly value. And it's taken me all year, but I'm almost there. I've unsubscribed from everything except for one. And the reason I haven't unsubscribed from that, it's kind of complicated, but I use Castro as my podcast player. And it's just a technicality. But yeah, I've almost listened to everything in my queue, and it's been really nice actually, because it's given me the mental space to kind of like create things rather than just consume content all the time. I love podcasts, as you might imagine. I've created my own. And so I love listening to them, but I also find, there has to be a balance between consuming other people's thoughts, ideas, experiences, and then kind of having the space to create your own. And that's been really great. So I do recommend that if you listen to a lot of podcasts. And if that means you have to unsubscribe from mine, then so be it. I hope that you'll be back once you've worked your way through all the episodes that you need to, that are in your queue, or whatever way you do it. Because I'm gradually kind of going back to the podcast that I find myself really missing. The second thing on my list this year is to gift myself a morning at the beach by myself, with no obligations, no expectations. Just take my cabana down to the beach, take my planner for next year maybe, a book, and just like no plans, like just sit under the shade at the beach for a couple of hours by myself. And that sounds like bliss to me. It's something I'd love to do more of next year. But again, I'm not setting any goals or expectations at this stage. Right now, I just wanted to gift myself this one morning at the beach, maybe over the holiday period, which would be really lovely. And the third gift to myself is a tidy wardrobe. Again, this might not sound like a gift to you, but to me, like the idea of walking into my wardrobe and seeing everything neatly organized and clutter-free and only things that I truly love and treasure is like a breath of fresh air. And so I'm going to gift myself the time to go through my wardrobe. I'm also going to give myself permission to let go of things that I've been holding on to for one reason or another. I know I said I've done really well in my life in terms of physically letting go of items. There's a few things in my wardrobe that have been in there for too long, and I'm going to have to face those. And particularly, there's a couple of things that belong to my mum, who I lost when I was 15. And so those particular things have been really difficult to let go of. But I think I'm coming to a place where I'm almost ready to. We will see. I'm certainly holding on to, I've got some beautiful jewellery of hers, and I've got like a little kind of plate of mementos of hers that sits in my wardrobe that reminds me of her all the time. So it's not like I'm going to get rid of everything that belonged to my mum, but there are things that I've held on to that kind of don't really serve a purpose. I thought that I would wear them one day. I haven't worn them. I don't see myself wearing them. To be honest, I'm probably like not at the stage where I could wear them. So we will see. But anyway, that's the third gift to myself, is a tidy, organized, breath of fresh air wardrobe. So yeah, those are my 3 gifts to myself. I hope this gives you some kind of inspiration or some thought about what you might gift to yourself this Christmas that might not cost anything, might cost you a little bit of time. It might cost you, having to ask for support. Like in my case, I'll probably need to organise to be at the beach for a couple of hours, make sure my little one's looked after and that it's timely, etc. But yeah, like these are really simple things, but they feel like a gift to me. And so what is there in your life that you could gift yourself that might seem really simple but would actually mean a lot to you? Because yeah, I think that's a really nice way to just treat yourself like the special person that you are at Christmas time, or any time really, but I think Christmas time is infused with a special kind of magic. So I'm going to leave it there for today. I hope this is helpful. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that you're excited leading into Christmas. I hope you're not too stressed, that you're able to find some time to relax and just to be where your feet are and be present and enjoy each moment as it comes and goes, because before we know it, as we all know, Christmas will be come and gone and we'll be heading into the new year and the wheels will all be turning again. So let's just kind of slow down and make sure that we take a deep breath and enjoy as many moments during this season as we can. And I will be back with you tomorrow for another episode of PODMAS. And in the meantime, I hope you have a magical day.